Hey guys, Chicken and Maine, Debut.com with a Debut.com surf forecast update. This forecast update effective around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, May 27th, 2016. And guys, overnight model runs are trending on a major swell event coming for the North Atlantic. We've been talking about it for the last several days now, and it looks like it's getting ready to happen. We'll show you that in the model runs here in just a few moments. Start you off with 91L Invest just out here east of the Bahamas. If you folks are tuning in for specific storm information on this system, please visit hurricane.gov for all forecast, watches, and warnings that may be issued with that system. We are primarily a surf forecast maritime website covering the Atlantic. And so again, if you're looking for specific information on this system, please visit hurricane.gov for all forecast, all watches and warnings if they happen to be issued. Surfers, as far as surf is concerned, as we've been talking about the last couple of days, we're not really concerned with this system. This system really needed to get cranked up right about now in order to be a good swell producer. Don't get me wrong, there will be some east-southeast trade wind swell into the southeast-facing beaches of the Carolina coast, up through the Outer Banks and through the mid-Atlantic. As you can see, this is just really a poorly organized area of low pressure. There's multiple vorticity spins in it. There is a main feature. And again, as this system gets closer to the coast, it could tighten up and become Tropical Storm Bonnie. But because of the close proximity to land, again, may be a one-day swell. Could be wrong, but for those of you who associate hearing tropical storm and then associating it with big surf, it doesn't always work out that way. So just letting you know, any of you guys got plans to get on the road and head on over to the East Coast because you hear there's a tropical storm. Yeah, there's going to be surf, but it's not going to be anything epic. There are a couple things that we are looking at. Going to switch you up now and take you here just to south of Puerto Rico. Models have been hinting for the last several days that a secondary area of low pressure is going to lift up out of here north of Puerto Rico. If you've been following us on our social feeds, you know we've been talking about that also. This is tapped into the intertropical convergence zone. And as you can see, the flow here is to lift up above Puerto Rico. You've got the easterly trades on this backside, but the idea is a little vorticity spin. And I don't know if you can see that where my mouse is, but again, lift up and be north of Puerto Rico. Now, this could play into the major swell event that we're talking about. And again, we'll show you that here in just a second. But it's this area of low pressure that we've been focusing on for the last 4 days that is now on its way towards the Atlantic, over Nova Scotia and over Newfoundland. Latest out of the NOAA Ocean Prediction Center showing area of low pressure dropping in over Newfoundland, over Nova Scotia as a developing gale in here next 48 hours. It is 96 hours that the system intensifies into a storm, a 992 millibar storm. Northeast winds 35-40 knots, maybe some gust up to 50. We'll have to watch that. And as we get into Monday late, seas forecast to increase in excess of 20 feet, likely 20 to 25 feet. This image is in meters, so this is showing 7 meters, 21 foot plus feet. And as you can see, a northeast ground swell, 12 to 13 seconds is going to build behind that. Here's Nova Scotia or Newfoundland right here, and here's where the system is supposed to set up, starting to produce some northeast ground swell. Now I'm going to drop this image down just a little bit. It may be hard for me to adjust, maybe I can't show you, but down here in the bottom left-hand portion of the image down here, this is some leading edge 8 to 10 second northeast ground swell produced from an Azores low about 3 to 4 days ago. So we'll look for that to see it on the buoys. But here's last night's run of the GFS model showing you this low pressure that's southeast of Newfoundland. You can see the area of low pressure and on the backside. So this is northeast winds wrapping around down in here. Over here along the Carolina coast, this is what's 91L Invest. Could end up being Bonnie. Again, we're not concerned about it. But then also you can see, again, this is the 72-hour map for Monday. You can see some weak low pressure in here north of Hispaniola and Puerto Rico. Progress you through the model run now. You can see that low pressure north of Puerto Rico starting to lift a little bit. The 91 LMVS moving inland, but look at this low again. Look at this northeast fetch aimed in here at Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, Hispaniola. This is going to get some serious northeast groundswell going, guys. Okay, and then down here, we've got the high pressure east-southeast trade wind flow going into the southeast facing beaches of the Carolinas and then through the Outer Banks and the mid-Atlantic. At 1:20, this is Wednesday. We get another area of low pressure moving over Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, producing some negative wind factors in here, winds out of the west, but this is still a wide area of winds, northeast winds, 25, 30 knots in here. But look in here north of Puerto Rico. Here comes this secondary area of low pressure starting to try and develop. As we move into Thursday of next week, this lifts north, and then this big area of low pressure begins to absorb that secondary area of low pressure that's moving off Newfoundland. Mind you, there's already northeast groundswell in the water. And then boom, this secondary area of low pressure that moved up from Puerto Rico has now attached itself inside the trough of this area of low pressure, high pressure building in off the Canadian Maritimes in here, increasing northeast fetch down the coast. That's northeast fetch aimed at the Outer Banks, and now all the way in here to the backside of Bermuda, northeast winds 25 to 30 knots aimed in here at Florida and the Bahamas. And then on the Friday, a week from today, look how this northeast fetch opens up in here. Again, because of this area of low pressure, it allows the northeast winds to dip in here. That's only about 1,000 miles or so, guys, where northeast winds of 25, 30 knots is at this leading edge. And because of high pressure, I don't know if you can see my mouse in here or not, but this is pointing in this way, this is pointing in this way, and this is opening up a strong northeast fetch aimed at Florida and the Bahamas, promoting the fact that a major swell event is about to take place in the Atlantic. That's all we got for you for now, guys. Stay tuned for the next update.